Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna light it up tonight. We're gonna light it up tonight. We're gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We're gonna light it up now. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna light it up tonight. We're gonna light it up tonight. We're gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We're gonna light it up now.
Hello, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. It is Sunday, I'm going to say Monday Night Live. I keep thinking it's Sunday because Vincent was home today. So my days are all off. So I'll be off by one day each day this week. So my name's Tanya. If you're new here, or TitaniumBuilt, you can call me either or. Thank you for joining me for a live on a Monday. And welcome back to the returning Titans that come in and join me every evening. You guys are the MVPs, man. I was talking about you guys last night. I was talking up the chat after I got off the live. I was like, those people that were in the chat tonight, those are the real MVPs, because you guys really come for the true crime. And it's hard to find people that are like-minded right now in the true crime genre. So it's good to know that some people still like true crime, because I miss old true crime. There used to be a such thing a year ago. Hey, Princess. Hey, Mary Beth. Hey, Ladybug. Hey, Dawn. It's good to see you. Oh, true crime lullabies. Oh, I hope your stomach feels better. I had something going on with my stomach today too. Okay, you'll email me back soon. That sounds good to me. Oh, I hope you feel better, because yeah, my stomach was like in knots today. Hey, Lucy. Thank you for hitting the like button. I appreciate that. And hopefully I don't miss anybody, but if I do, I'm sorry. Hey, Lenora, how you doing? How you doing today? Hey, Wizard Walt. Hey, Mandy. It's good to see you guys. Thank you for joining me. Hey, Queen Olive. It's been a little while on the phone, but I'll be home in a few minutes. Makes you want to dance? The music makes me want to get up and dance. It does make me feel a little less tired, but I don't know. I'll get with it in a minute. I was about to say, I probably sound tired right now as it is, but I'm not. Hey, Tony, Mr. Rosebud. I think the music is it's a little different, you know? It's a little different. Hey, loves to lurk. It's good to see everybody. It's good to see you guys. So, oh, it's going. Oh, I just thought all I saw was you said I stayed away from my pregnant girl. Like I thought you meant like you didn't want to catch being pregnant. Not we just read over that you didn't feel good and listen to me. I'm like, can you catch that? I mean, one of my friends, I think she did. She can. The woman, that girl, a guy looks at her and she's pregnant. She's had like one of my friends. She's probably up to like nine kids or something. She's like, I mean, like little, like, I mean, she doesn't need any more. She's got plenty. She's got plenty for everybody. And thanks. I heard what you said about my classes. Thanks. Or I saw Mary Beth. Thank you. Oh, that's okay, Wizard. Well, don't ever say sorry to us for, having to spend time with family. My picture, Ladybug? Because I was like, I don't know what picture it is. Oh, she's with the first grandbaby. Oh, how far along is she? Yeah, Queen Olive, 9. A set of twins in there. I mean, there were so many. All of my friends got pregnant young, except for me. Like literally, there was 10 of us that went out every weekend. We were best friends, going through school, out of school, all of that stuff. And to this day, I am still the only one that doesn't have a kid. I have dogs and a cat, so I'm happy with that for now. But yeah, I'm the only one without any children. And now they're all only like second, third, fourth, ninth. Their kids will be having kids by the time I have a kid. Oh gosh, don't think that way. Wouldn't that be something else? Wouldn't that be something else? She's early. Oh, just 12 weeks. Oh, well, congratulations to you and to her. Oh, that's amazing. I bet that's exciting. I always like watching like things with, when people are pregnant. I don't know. I just like watching their little those little short videos and stuff on YouTube. People that do like the gender reveals. I don't know. I get all gooey when I watch that stuff. Hey, Ashley. Thank you. I appreciate that. I got this at Target. There's a little bow on it. That's what got my attention. I was like, huh, it's got a bow. I'm gonna get that one. I want to have to buy that one. Actually, let me share this tab with you guys first. So we're going to talk about Madalina Cojocari tonight. Her case gets me fired up like nothing else. I started printing off some of the documents today. There's a lot. Loves to Lurk sent me a lot. I have a notebook, and I think I need a bigger one. I should have gotten a 3-ring binder or like a 3-inch, and I got a 1-inch, and it ain't gonna do. It ain't gonna do. I have some other ones I could switch out in the in my walk-in closet though. So I do want to, I'm going to go through and I'm going to highlight what I found that is different than what I know, and then bring all that stuff to you guys. So tonight, like I said, we're going to get caught up with updates. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this kind of like backwards a little bit. We're going to get caught up with the updates that came out, that's come out just over the last few days. They unsealed some documents and some warrants. So we'll go over those as well, but we're going to go over just kind of like the updates tonight, and then we'll start digging deep into our deep dive throughout the week. So what we'll do is we'll do Idaho and we'll do Madalina at the same time, and then whatever other cases, that we have pop in here and there, whatever we need to get caught up on our other cases. But as far as right now, it seems like a lot of the cases that we're covering, there's not a lot of updates coming out. There are a lot of court hearings, but we're just waiting on them to happen. So that's what I have to say about that. I'm like, that's what I have to say about that. Hello, Aries. Yeah, I shouldn't have probably printed out the whole internet, but I kind of did. I was printing them out a lot. I have like tabs and everything. I was like, got to go back to the store. I forgot. I went to the store, got some stuff, and I had to go back out to get the tabs because I couldn't fit back behind this stuff. We have like stuff going on in our closet right now, so I couldn't get back there. And I'm just like, I ain't even trying. What, Aries? You're everywhere and nowhere. You are everywhere and nowhere at the same time. That's what I heard too, Aries. I heard that too. I wonder if someone will talk about it today or tonight. Tonight, I guess now, since it's 9:30, but I heard that too. I was listening in a little bit. I hope it's true too. I sure do hope it's true. I sure do. I mean, they just it just needs to stop, you know? It just needs to stop. And like Granny's gonna hand her it's gonna be something else. It's gonna be something else. But don't sign things that you don't know you're signing, I guess. I don't know. I just wouldn't sign anything with anybody that had the name Nick the Hat or Dog the Bounty Hunter in it. I mean, that's just me. That's just me personally, me. Um, but I can't say what other people would do. I mean, obviously, look at Bullhorn. What's the rest of the joke? Why did the what? Okay. While she's doing that, I'll read over Madalina's. Yeah, I mean, are you just saying that reminds you of a joke you were like, had no suave? They had no Rico and no suave. Man, I want to say stuff so bad. I just am trying not to. Just because it's like, but it's at the same time, I don't know. That's just yeah, went a little too far this time. I mean, guess we didn't learn from Kylie Rodney and stuff. We didn't learn. I don't know. But a lot of creators, they don't learn the first time, second time, third time. But you'll see after Sebastian's case. Let me say this about Sebastian's case. After this Sebastian's case is like, they've either milked it for all it's worth, or we do find Sebastian. Either way, after that, you'll see a bunch of channels just disappear, or they'll rebrand as something else. But we are going to talk about Madalina tonight, Madalina Cojocari. She went missing. Well, the last time she was seen, and that's what I say, is November 21st, 2022. She was last seen getting off of her school bus. And it says right here in the details, but her birthday use was April 11th, 2011. Brown hair or brown eyes, 4'10", 90 pounds. Female, of course. And she's white. Madalina Cojocari was last seen on surveillance video getting off her school bus outside her home in Cornelius, North Carolina on November 21st, 2022, and has not been seen since. She was reported missing to her school on December 15th, 2022, and that was only after the school truancy sent a packet to her house, and they were like, hey, if you don't bring Madalina in and show us, that she's okay, like, we're going to go and escalate this to the police. They said they would meet with them on the 15th of December, and they met with them, and they didn't have her. I don't get this. I still don't get this. Her parents reported last seeing her on November 23rd, 2022. Well, her mom. Madalina was last seen wearing jeans, pink and purple and white Adidas shoes, and a white t-shirt and jacket. If you have any information concerning the whereabouts of Madalina Cojocari, please contact the Cornelius Police Department at 704-892-7773. You may also contact your local FBI office, the nearest American embassy or consulate, or you can submit a tip online at tips.fbi.gov. And their field office here is Charlotte. And this picture, I love them all, but this one on the end with the little ice cream, I love that picture of her. She looks like she had such a fun day outside, probably at the pool. Her cheeks are red from just being out all day and getting a little bit of sunburn. Like, I don't know. I remember those years, like when I was that age. Those were like the fun times, Oh, wow. Hey, our whip. No new news, Walt. No. Just back and forth, creators going back and forth pretty much. Yeah. Why does the duck have feathers? To cover his butt. Quack. So funny and cute. I need to remember to tell that to Vincent whenever we get up here. Hey, Phantom. I'm not even with it tonight. I'm sorry. Okay, I gotta get with it. That's funny. That is funny. That was a funny joke. I bet you Madalina would have laughed at that. I bet you, yeah, she would have. That's a funny joke. So I wanted to show you guys this. This just is her coming off of the school bus. We've watched this video probably 100 times, but we're going to watch it 101. And this is going to be the last time that she was last seen, confirmed, last sighting, you know. Her mom says that she saw her on the 23rd, but, you know, I believe her like I believe the green team. I'm so glad the buses have school or that like buses have cameras now. It is very convenient. And that's her right there. Playing with her hair, just getting off of the bus, playing with her necklace. And this was around 5 o'clock, 4:59. So she got out of school pretty late. That would suck to get home that late. But I'm going to give you her description one more time. Brown hair, brown eyes, 4'10", 90 pounds. And her birthday is April 11th, 2011. Okay. Now the other people that are going to be included in this, and you're going to hear their names come up a lot, are these two here. Now this is Diana Cojocari, her mother from Moldova, and her husband, Chris Paltmetler. And there's a lot I can say about them. I don't know what's going on with her face. I loves to lurk. Do you know what's going on with her face up here? What happened to her up here? It almost looks like a rash. I don't know. They exchanged fouls, yeah. Oh, yeah, that is a good one. That's a good one. You guys are being so funny. Yeah, you just got to look at these two, and then you remember, you know. And then this one, I think this lady pisses me off more than all of them put together. And this is the grandmother. Because grandma should step in and maybe talk to her daughter, you know. Hey, where's Madalina? Not, hey, if you let me and my daughter go, we'll leave your country. What? That doesn't make sense to nobody. Nobody anywhere. But Chris Paltmetler, he filed for a divorce. This was a while back he filed for a divorce. But they're just bringing in some new stuff in with it. Let's see. Yeah, so they just are putting more context into behind the unsealing of the divorce papers. But it has her beautiful address on there, and I will probably write her a million times. But I know it probably won't do any good. Loves to Lurk says she's already on it. But Chris Paltmetler, the stepfather of missing Cornelius girl Madalina Cojocari, filed for divorce from the girl's mother, Diana Cojocari, back in June. Now the hearing has been set, and one detail showed where Diana Cojocari seems to be living, which we all knew she flew back to Moldova because we saw her on the plane. Some of the news, like, I don't know, they act like they are like not sure where she's at. I know where she's at. In the first legal divorce filing dated June 7th, Paltmetler, I think I say it wrong, filed for divorce, indicating he and Diana Cojocari had been separated since December 17th, 2022. That is the same day they were arrested for failing to report the disappearance of Madalina Cojocari, who at the time was just 11 years old. Madalina has not been seen publicly since getting off her school bus on November 21st, 2022. On recent divorce filing documents dated December 2nd, it showed Diana Cojocari's address as an apartment in her home country of Moldova, specifically I'm not going to be able to say that. Kostesi. It's in the district of the northern part of the country. I'm sure if we put that into Google Earth, it would tell us where it's at, though. It just has her name, Diana Cojocari. You're hereby notified. Now, is there a way to get her over here to sign for this divorce? Like, I know that's asking a lot from like anybody, really. Like, if you're like, hey, can you fly over here from Moldova to sign these divorce papers? But I mean, really, I wonder if they could get her over here by doing that. It says, in July, there were rumors swirling that Madalina was hiding in her mother's native country. Detectives did not confirm those claims. Their final divorce hearing is set for March 3rd, 2025 in Mecklenburg County. I don't think she'll ever come back either. They said if she like even leaves like that country and goes to another country that has extradition to us, then they can like capture her and get her then, you know? But who's going to be standing at that border 24/7 waiting for her to cross it? Or, you know what I mean? Like, or they would just have that intel that she's going to be going on vacation or something. But maybe we'll get lucky. That's so sad. The marriage of Paul Miller and Diana Cojocari was on public display in May when Paul Miller was on trial, charged solely with failing to report the disappearance of his stepchild. The jury deliberated only 15 minutes and found him guilty. He was sentenced to 30 months of supervised probation. As part of that probation, Paul Miller will need to pay his defense attorney back the more than $30,000 it cost to defend him. During the trial, Paul Miller testified he had met Diana Cojocari using an online service. Mail order bride. We know what that means. I think we even played a YouTube video of her like getting ready for like I felt like for like one of these kind of like dates almost in a way. I don't know what the video was. If I forget, it was like of her almost in them like I don't know like showing how great she was, like, you know what I mean? But she's definitely not. Like almost like they were like getting a video together for like a husband or something. So where are we at? He flew to Diana's home country of Moldova before both Diana and Madalina immigrated to the United States in late 2015. Diana Cojocari was released from jail in May, a day after pleading guilty to failing to report her daughter's disappearance. I don't get that. Now, after you don't produce your child, you shouldn't be allowed to get out of jail. There should just be a law that, sorry, ma'am, you're not going anywhere. The last person she was with was you, and all of a sudden she's gone. Like, I don't know. I know that I don't know. This is just one of those cases. It's like, it wasn't like she ran away and they reported her missing or anything like that. They didn't report her missing. Her school did. Like, so that's what the difference is. Do you see where the difference is between like a regular runaway or like, you know, someone like that compared to like Madalina's case? Because she didn't run away. Like, and her mom isn't really, she kind of insinuated she did, but then she doesn't insinuate that she does. I don't know. I don't get her. During the trial, or I think I already read, that he met her using an online service. He flew to her country. Diana was released from jail after pleading the disappearance. Okay. Cojocari had previously pled not guilty. Her release was possible because the maximum prison sentence is 24 months. Minus time already served, Cojocari had spent 520 days in jail after being arrested in December 2022. Like, hey, Yankee Kyle, how you doing? It's been forever. $40 years? Wow, Yankee Kyle. That's amazing. Hey, GSD mom. That is amazing. Yeah, 4,000. Yeah. Phantom, anything polo. It's ridiculous, their prices. I went to get Vincent a button up and it was $165. And I was like, forget that. Yours wearing Calvin Klein. Like it was like 40. I'm like, perfect. Perfect. Looks great. He looked so handsome. So this was kind of like one of the bigger things that kind of came out in the warrants. Now, we had heard things about a fire pit in the back of of the house. I had heard like in the beginning of this case something about them maybe burning a couch or something like that, but as far as I know, that's not true. They didn't burn a couch, but they did burn other things that were probably worse in my eyes, like a Halloween costume, for instance. I mean, that's flooring. Well, there's a lot. Let me see. Was there this video? Here, we'll watch this really quick, actually, before we go over there. It's only 34 seconds. Oh.
Breaking news in the case surrounding missing Cornelius girl Madalina Cojocari. According to new documents we just obtained in our newsroom, there will be a divorce hearing in Mecklenburg County in March for her stepfather, Christopher Palmer, and her mother, Diana. Now, Palmer had filed for divorce following his conviction earlier this year for failing to report Madalina missing. The documents also show a new address for Diana in Moldova. We reported back in September that authorities said she had left the country. Madalina has not been seen in over 2 years.
Oh, I tried to click the wrong screen. I don't know who that guy is, but hello. Hello, sir. But this is the article I really wanted to go over with you guys. And I'm going to go through these documents and we'll go through them all as we go along, because we're going to go back in time. We're going to go back to the beginning after we do this update. But so Madalina Cojocari hasn't been seen in over 2 years, but new details in the investigation reveal that some of her possessions were incinerated by her parents before she was ever reported missing. Why are you even... Okay. What kind of fire pit is this? Is this like a fire pit that you buy at like Home Depot? And like it's just like a wooden, like, or it's like a steel basin kind of, or did he go out and dig a hole and like put some wood in there? I don't know. Well, I guess it wouldn't be Chris. It'd probably be more like Diana. He's trying to take himself out of it. According to unsealed search warrants obtained by Channel 9 News, Madalina's stepfather, Chris Palmer, told investigators that multiple items were burned in a fire pit on the family's Cornelius property between November 23rd and December 10th. Doug, you believe? That's what I thought too. Are you wondering, orphan? Welcome in. We do wear pink on Wednesday. And I was thinking, is it Wednesday? Because I need to make a post. I did that one time. I put myself on my community tab with a pink shirt on. People call me Gretchen Wiener. So I took it in. I took it as a compliment. I don't know. What was I saying now? Something to love. Okay, so it's small. Okay, my dad did this once. My dad, we had out of my parents' home. My mom wanted a fire pit, so my dad went to like Lowe's. I forgot what we had at the time. We had a Lowe's, and he dug this hole, and then he put like these rocks around it. He was so proud of that. Like, he was so proud of it. It worked. I mean, they were just like two teenagers out there, sitting in their little swinging chair at the little fire pit. It was adorable. But they would never throw like my clothing in there, or, you know what I mean? Or personal items. It would just been wood, but they decided to throw some stuff in there. So it says here, Madalina was first reported missing on December 15th, 2022, but she was last seen on the school bus in November. The warrants say Madalina's mattress, her clothes, Halloween costume, and family photos were burned, as well as carpet that had been removed from a room upstairs. That's telling to me. Why are we burning Madalina's mattress? Does she have a new mattress in her room? Is there a reason to burn the old one? Why would we burn it? They usually have large haul days, like on roads. Like, they have an HOA. Like, you cannot be burning your freaking mattress in your backyard. Like, The HOA would be like, no. Speaking of which, where's the HOA been? We've got some things for them to look at. So it says, while searching the fire pit, investigators found an area in the ground where the dirt had been recently dug and removed. Well, there we go. Another search warrant says Madalina's mother, Diana Cojocari, called Petru Bozat Constantine and spoke with him on WhatsApp for over 10 minutes. Constantine is a priest in Diana's home country of Moldova. So she calls this priest and talks to him for 10 minutes about, I don't know, it's between her and her priest, I guess. Financial records show that Diana sent a total of $4,000 to him. So $2,000 was sent on December 5th and another $2,000 was sent on December 12th. When did she get out of jail again? Or was this? Oh, no, this is, okay. This is of 2022. Okay. I don't know what I was thinking. With an interpreter on the phone, Channel 9, Hannah Goaz tried to call the number from the search warrant, which is linked to the I can't say that word. I'm sorry. And Moldova. Nobody answered the call. I need to start learning how to speak Moldova. I don't know how to say it. Moldovan. Madalina is still missing. Paul Mettler and Diana were convicted and sentenced for failure to report her missing. Paul Mettler is on probation while Diana is believed to be back in Moldova after serving her sentence. So he's on probation, right? And she's gone. She's gone. She just, see you later. I can't get over it.
To Madalina Cojocari.
Well, listen to this video.
There are new details tonight in the investigation to what happened to Madalina Cojocari. She's the Cornelius girl who hasn't been seen since she got off the school bus back in November of 2022. Warrants say investigators learned of burned photos, a mattress, and even...
Like, who burns photos? Just rip them up, throw them away. Like, why do we need to burn them? What was, like, there was some significant behind burning some photos, okay? You got to be on another level to be burning photos, in my opinion. Like, that just doesn't sound like something a normal person would be doing. Like, I can't think of anybody that would be like, let's just burn these photos.
Even Madalina's Halloween costume in the family's backyard. Plus, they say that her mother sent $4,000 to a pastor back in her home country of Moldova.
And how did she get $4,000? How did her mom get $4,000? Was she saving up like everything that Chris gave her? I mean, that's a lot of money. That's a good chunk of money.
Channel 9's Hannah Getz has been reading through hundreds of pages of the warrants for us.
Today, we spent hours combing through hundreds of pages of unsealed search warrants related to the Madalina Cojocari case. Two major new revelations stuck out: the alleged burning of Madalina's things in the backyard of her home and her mom's activity on WhatsApp. According to unsealed search warrants, Madalina Cojocari's stepfather, Chris Palmer, told...
It's by Russia, I believe. Russia.
Investigators multiple items were burned in a fire pit on the family's Cornelius property between November 23rd and December 10th of 2022. 11-year-old Madalina was last seen on the school bus on November 21st, but her mother didn't report her missing until December 15th. The search warrants say Madalina's mattress, her clothes, Halloween costume, and family photos were burned, as well as carpet that had been removed from a room upstairs. While searching the fire pit, investigators found an area in the ground where dirt had been dug up and removed recently. Another search warrant states on December 7th of 2022, Madalina's mother, Diana Cojocari, called Petru Bozat Constantine, a priest in her home country of Moldova. The WhatsApp call was over 10 minutes long. Financial records show Diana sent a total of $4,000 to Constantine, $2,000 on December 5th, and another $2,000 on the 12th. With an interpreter on the phone, we tried to call the number from the search warrant that's linked to the Archdiocese of Chisinau in Moldova. But there was no answer. The layers of this case seem to be never-ending, but what we do know is Madalina is still missing. Diana Cojocari and Chris Palmer were arrested for failing to report her missing. Palmater is out of prison, and Diana Cojocari is believed to be back in Moldova. In studio, Hannah Getz, Channel 9, Eyewitness News.
Still a mystery where to find Madalina.
It really is. Let me share this with you, this tab. Okay, so United States, it's a country in Europe. It's all the way over here. Like, I wonder what countries we have extradition treaties with. Like, we just got to like push her over to like some part of the, I don't know if it's Ukraine or where, but I'm sure one of these, that I'm sure we have an extradition treaty with one of these places that would, you know, if she crosses the line. And I don't think she'll cross the line though. I just think she's going to be like smarter than that. You know what I mean? Like, I think she's going to be smarter than that. And so we looked, I think this is the same. Oh, okay. So, and they also, so they did seize a phone in late December of 2022, and analysis on that device identified a Discord account with 37 unread messages. They said the investigators were saying that they thought that the Discord, I believe, belonged to Madalina. Maybe she had, I don't know. It's a popular like gaming app, but like Discord's just like a place for everyone to be able to talk. It says here, though, however, in 2023, NBC report found child predators also use Discord to groom victims and trade child sexual exploitation material. Man, people are sick. So I listened to this earlier. It was really good, actually. It's just 7 shocking updates in Madalina Cojocari's case, and we'll go over them as she goes over them on Law and Crime. And thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. And Wandering Orphan, we're going to be actually doing deep dive into Idaho too. We were doing it, and then we kind of stepped away for a minute, but we're going to be going back to it. And I got a timeline for you guys. It's like unbelievable with that case too. So we'll go over that tomorrow, and then maybe we'll do like Madalina the day after, like every other day or something to keep it. I don't know, different. And then we'll put in our other cases as we go also. And she's so beautiful. This little girl is so beautiful. I hope she's found soon.
New details in the disappearance of Madalina Cojocari, the North Carolina girl who vanished after getting off the school bus. That was back in November of 2022, and Madalina still has not been found. Her mother is now a suspect in the girl's disappearance, but investigators believe she fled the country. Now we're getting even more new information about the days after Madalina was reported missing. That key evidence was likely destroyed when it was burned in the family.
She looks like her mother right there in that picture, right here.
That key evidence was likely destroyed when it was burned in the family fire pit. There's also word that Madalina's disappearance may be related to believed sexual exploitation, meaning she could have been involved in sex trafficking. Then there are some questionable messages between her mom and a priest overseas, and an exchange of about $4,000. That's just a preview of the new info we just received this month. But to fully understand it, we've got to head back to the start of the case. Madalina Cojocari was last seen in Cornelius, North Carolina, about 25 minutes north of Charlotte. Here's some info from the Cornelius Police Deputy Chief, Jennifer Thompson.
The investigation uncovered video of Madalina getting off the school bus on November the 21st. It's the last confirmed sighting of the 6th grader.
This video was released in late 2022 by local PD and the FBI. The surveillance video begins with Madalina standing in line waiting to get off the bus. Madalina plays with her hair for a bit before walking off the bus. She exits the frame, and that's the last time anyone for sure saw her. But the world didn't know about her disappearance until weeks later, after Madalina had missed school for 2 straight weeks and a counselor raised the alarm. Here's the Cornelius PD again. They released this video with the FBI.
Our school resource officer and the school counselor tried several times to contact Madalina's mother due to a high number of absences. After agreeing to bring Madalina to school, Diana Cojocari showed up alone, saying she didn't know where her daughter was and hadn't seen her since November 23rd.
Here's the timeline according to court documents. Diana says she last saw Madalina on Wednesday, November 23rd, 2022, when Madalina went to bed. Diana says she got in a fight with her husband, Christopher Palmeter, that night. So the next day, he drove to his family's home in Michigan. It was that day, November 24th, 2022, when Diana says she went to check on Madalina, but she wasn't in her room. Even still, Diana waited until November 26th, when Christopher came back from his Michigan road trip. That's when she finally asked him if he knew where Madalina was. So Madalina wasn't reported missing until December 15th, when her mother, Diana, was called to a meeting with her daughter's school. Here's a quote from an officer who spoke with her at the time. I asked Diana why she did not report Madalina missing until now. Diana stated she was worried it might start a conflict between her and Christopher. Diana and her now estranged husband, Christopher, were later arrested.
Who cares about Christopher?
For failure to report Madalina missing. And they each told different stories about that. Christopher, that's the stepdad, suggested that his wife sent Madalina overseas to their home country of Moldova, that's in Eastern Europe. That was the first time any sort of sex trafficking really came up. Christopher apparently told his brother that Diana had a large amount of cash before Madalina's disappearance, but he didn't know where it all came from. When it came time to plea, Christopher Palmeter fought his failure to report charge and went to jury trial last spring.
Hold on a second. She just happened to get a bunch of money, like $4,000, enough to send $4,000 to the priest or whatever. But what? But he doesn't know where it came from? That's a relationship that I'd want to be in.
Your foreperson has reported to the court she found the defendant, Christopher James Palmeter, in 22 CR 366223, guilty of failure to report disappearance of a child to law enforcement. Was this your verdict? So say all of you? Yes. You may see.
So Christopher was convicted and later sentenced to 30 months of probation. Meanwhile, his wife Diana apparently blamed Christopher for her daughter's disappearance. According to investigators, Diana and her mother discussed the idea that it was Christopher, the stepdad, who gave Madalina away for money. All of this was recorded during a jailhouse phone call because Diana Cojocari served 520 days in jail after she pleaded guilty in the failure to report charge. After Diana served her time, she was released and officially named a suspect in her daughter's disappearance. And around this same time, she left the country. On her Facebook account, Diana posted a picture of herself seemingly on an airplane. The caption read,
There it is. There's the picture. Look at her mother behind her. If you just let my daughter get out of jail, we'll leave the country. That's what her mom said. That's what happened.
On the way from New York JFK to Frankfurt, then to Bucharest after 9 years of absence from the country.
Nobody cares that they probably were happy you were gone for 9 years. They're probably like, we don't want her back.
The largest city in Romania. That's just driving distance from Diana's native country of Moldova. And it's important to note that Moldova does not have an extradition treaty with the United States. So that's where the story was on our last update. But here's where those new developments come in. A warrant was recently unsealed showing that North Carolina investigators found what they believe was key evidence destroyed at the Cojocari home. Here's straight from the court docs quote. During a conversation with Mr. Palmeter, he stated that between November 23rd and December 10th, 2022, multiple items were burned in a fire pit on the property. Burned items included the victim's mattress, victim's clothing, victim's Halloween costume, and family photos. Investigators also learned.
Was that the outfits that Diana said she thought was missing from her room?
That carpet had been removed from the upstairs office space / spare bedroom and also burned in the fire pit. Investigators also found some strange information in Diana's files. According to the warrant, Diana paid a priest in Moldova $4,000 before Madalina's disappearance, which is just a bit bizarre. According to a January 2023 warrant, investigators found a Discord account with 37 unread messages. They said the account seems to belong to a minor. All of that information led to their belief that this case involves sexual exploitation of a minor. And just a reminder, no one has been charged in Madalina's disappearance. Her mom and stepdad only faced charges for failure to report her missing. So let's dig a bit deeper into this case. And for that, I'm going to bring in California Police Sergeant Kyle Schoberg. And Kyle, this case has been going on for quite a while, longer than a year at this point. Why is it that just now we're getting all this new evidence or information?
Well, it sounds like they've unsealed the warrant, and so now more information is being uncovered. And what exactly was in the search warrant when detectives or whoever went and searched this fire pit that they found and uncovered a lot of her burned clothing. It sounds like some missing portion of a carpet in an upstairs bedroom was located. So I think as this goes on, it's getting more and more interesting with more and more evidence that they're starting to collect. And unfortunately, since she still has not been found, this is definitely a circumstantial evidence case.
I think you're right in the facts that this warrant was recently just unsealed, so we learned all the information that was collected way back when. Why is it that it was allowed to be unsealed now? I know oftentimes investigators like to keep details closer until the case has completely been solved, but why would they be able to release it now?
Well, if they've hit a roadblock, they haven't gained any further traction in the investigation. At some point, the judge has to authorize unsealing this warrant. And so it sounds like that's where they're at right now. I mean, it's not in reading what they've uncovered or what the investigators did uncover during this search. It sounds like a pretty good circumstantial case in trying to find her whereabouts. I wouldn't be surprised that they're still working on more or to obtain more evidence to find her whereabouts. But in just reading the documentation and the warrants and the things that they did find, there were a lot of troubling things that were recovered in this fire pit.
Let's talk about the fire pit, because this is the huge new information that those of us following the case had yet to hear until just recently. Other cases I've covered, we see people burning things in their at-home fire pit, generally because they don't want this evidence to be around anymore. And you mentioned there was carpet from the upstairs bedroom that had been burned, which is very strange to me. A normal person cooking out or having a campfire wouldn't need their upstairs carpet, and some of the other things, as you said, were troubling. So right away, we're talking about circumstantial evidence. Do you think, you mentioned it was really strong, do you think that that's something that investigators are going to use now?
Yeah, I definitely think they will. I think what's probably happening behind the scenes is the investigators are working closely with the district attorney's office, and all of this evidence has obviously been brought to the DA's office to review,
Right.
and they're going to be bouncing this stuff off back and forth.
I thought the same thing when they talked. 'Cause I was like, I knew about the fire pit. I was like, I didn't know what was in the fire pit. Like, I don't remember exactly what they said was in there, but I remember hearing about it. And I remember hearing, I thought a couch or something, like it was in the beginning of the case. But yeah, long crime, just totally, we have never even heard of this case. What do you mean? Oh my gosh, it's shocking. They have a fire pit. Like, I mean, you know, like you could have been helping us a long time ago. I've been even trying to reach out to Nancy. I'm about to reach out to Nancy again on Twitter.
With each other about
Nancy, we need you.
what evidence do they have, and does the DA feel that is enough to move forward with this case? If they believe it's a homicide case, can they get a jury unanimously convict these parents or whoever they feel could be responsible for homicide beyond a reasonable doubt? And so that's the roadblock right there. Is can they prove their case? Is it strong enough to get a jury beyond a reasonable doubt to prove that they are guilty of this potential homicide?
I think that's the $1 million question here you touched on, whether this is a homicide, because Madalina has been missing for quite some time. We don't know where she is, so it's possible that she is no longer with us. However, her stepdad and her mom have not been charged with murder. Her mom, we believe, is over in Europe right now. So she did serve some time, and the stepfather was actually charged and convicted in all of this. So they both were charged, but just for not reporting her missing when she was missing for a couple of weeks. So All of this to say, really long-winded, you said that they probably want to lead to some sort of murder charge if possible. Why has it taken so long, and why haven't they even filed this yet?
Yeah, so I think investigators are going to do everything they possibly can to try to locate this young girl. And eventually, if they hit a roadblock and they can say, hey, look, we've done everything we can, we can't locate her, there's no evidence to suggest that she's still alive, I think they have a very good case built up just based on the circumstantial evidence, whether that's against the stepfather or the mother who was in contact with this priest via WhatsApp, which is a third-party encrypted app that a lot of people use in the criminal world, or anybody that doesn't want someone to be able to track their records of what those messages are. You can't go back and retrieve that because it isn't a third-party encrypted app. So those are all troubling signs. They're all obviously red flags. And so I think it'll come to a point where investigators have said, hey, look, we've done everything we can. There's nothing to suggest that she's still alive, and potentially move forward with homicide charges.
Something you brought up in that answer was the priest and the exchange of money. That came out in these new court documents. Things we're just hearing for the first time, that the mom was speaking with this priest. Very strange. I don't know what to make of it. What does your gut say about that conversation, or those conversations, as there were multiple?
Yeah, well, there were multiple, and it's troubling. I mean, when you stack everything against each other and you just kind of look at the big picture of everything that was going on, I mean, there's an exchange of money, there's these long conversations. They are using a third-party encrypted app. There was all these her burned clothing photographs. I mean, everything just is stacking up towards, unfortunately, she's probably not around anymore. And now the investigators need to put the puzzle together to then present that to the district attorney to file these charges. But it is troubling.
Something else we're hearing from these new court documents is that they believe her disappearance has to do with sexual exploitation. And this is something people have kind of been wondering about for quite some time. Could she be involved in a sex trafficking scheme? Could she have been sold? All of these sorts of things. But what do you think investigators would have found that would lead them to that direction?
So they were using these other encrypted apps that
Probably
are very
dual.
popular for gamers.
Maybe dual citizenship, because she was born in Moldova. So I would assume she has automatic citizenship there, right? Just like if you were born here. I would think that they would have her be both, because wouldn't you have to be like an American? This might sound stupid. Don't y'all come for me. And this might sound stupid that I'm asking it, but don't you have to be like an American citizen to go to like school here? Like, don't you like to like sign up for school, or do they not really check that, like backgrounds and stuff? Because you would think you'd have to like, put your passport down or something.
And in the Discord is what was mentioned in the warrant. And in this line of job, those are apps that are used by child predators who do go on there. They do groom these kids. And it's quite troubling, actually, what comes out of those apps and what kids are doing with these adults that they're chatting with on these computer platforms. So I think that's because she had been a part of that. I believe that's probably why they were going down that hole. And like I said, I think they need to explore all options to rule out that she has been sold in the sex trafficking world. And if they can't come to that conclusion, then I think they'll circle back with, she's, no longer alive.
Very troubling to even have to think about that. One of the main suspects in the case, though, is the little girl's mother, Madalina Cojocari. And she was involved right from the start. I mean, she didn't report her young daughter missing. So that's a major red flag. She was eventually charged for that. We talked about all of that. But she wasn't listed publicly as a suspect until July of last year. She served her time and she has left America. She is no longer here. We don't know for sure where she is. We think she's in her home country of Moldova, but we can't say for complete sure. So how does that make the investigation even more difficult? The fact that we're doing multiple different continents where we have the investigation and a potential suspect.
Yeah, I mean, they'll find out where she is. I mean, there are absolutely ways to track her down, and they will find her, and then that's going to be working in conjunction with the district attorney's office. And if she's in another country, that's going to be a problem in and of itself. If she is arrested, to get her extradited back here. Some countries don't adhere to extradition. So that could be a problem in and of itself. I think they'll work that out once they get to that point. But how strange that, this mother doesn't even report her 11-year-old child missing for a long time. Now, I guess playing devil's advocate, someone might say, well, that could be a cultural thing with them. I don't know. That's their kid, right? I have kids of my own, and if my kid was missing for more than a couple hours and I didn't know where they were, you can bet that I'm going to report them missing and try to get law enforcement or whoever I can involved to track them down immediately. So the fact that she didn't do that, the stepfather didn't do that, again, that's just another layer of evidence to add on top of them of what are you trying to hide and why wouldn't you report your daughter missing?
Why wouldn't she report her missing is really the major question in all of this. But you did mention something I want to touch on too, extradition. So the country she's in, Moldova, does not have an extradition treaty with America. So let's say she was found over there. We can't bring her back over here right now in that country. So what does that mean? Would investigators wait until she crossed the border into a country that we do work with?
Yeah, if she goes anywhere outside that country where they adhere to the extradition, then yes, she'll absolutely be extradited back here to America to stand trial. So I guess at that point, it's just a waiting game. There's so much more in detail with that stuff that I'm not familiar with because that's just not something that I have personally dealt with. But I do know that it makes it incredibly challenging.
We've talked about a lot of evidence in this case, even things that are just red flags, not reporting the girl missing, the fire pit, all of that. But is it possible that Madalina is still alive?
Sure, anything's possible. They alluded to the fact that maybe she was sexually exploited, and that is very possible. That is a very real thing that does happen, and we're seeing it more.
I don't know about the trafficking thing. Like, I don't know if I can get on board with that. Diana, although I can't stand Diana to save my life, it looked like, if you look at the pictures of Madalina, it looks like she was taken care of throughout her whole life. She's always dressed really nice. She's always clean. Her hair's always brushed, so would a sticker, like a price entice her to sell Madalina? I don't know. I feel like it's more plausible almost that she somehow snuck her across the country or across the world. But I don't know how she would do that without, I guess you can do things and not get caught, but I would be terrified to do that. I'd be going through the airport like, they're looking at me, Yeah, they don't approve of those kind of crimes. Yeah.
More in law enforcement. And so it is a possibility. Again, I think the investigators are probably going to do everything they can to hopefully, rule out the fact that she has been sexually exploited and she's somewhere being sex trafficked. That would be absolutely terrible for an 11-year-old to have to go through. And so I have no doubt they're working on that. They're going to try to track her down. And like I said, if they come to a point where they've exhausted all resources, everything they possibly can to show that she's still alive, I think charges will be filed for homicide, and they have a great circumstantial evidence case to back that up.
And the investigation is still ongoing because we keep getting updates month by month, it seems, at this point. Where do you think investigators are headed from here, though? And I know they've been kind of tight-lipped about some things, but could you have a guess?
Well, I think they're going to want to get in contact with whoever the mom was in contact via that WhatsApp app, right? Like, I know they're trying to contact the priest. Doesn't sound like they're getting very far with that. Probably trying to track her down, figure out where she's at, who she's been in contact with. And they're going to have to just go back and figure out where potentially could this little girl have gone when she got off that school bus that day. There are so many different variables and options out there that could lead investigators down several different rabbit holes. But I know that every which direction they go, they're going to go as far as they can until they can rule everything out. No stone gets left unturned in a case like this.
And does it make it even more complicated, the fact that she went missing so long ago? So if there was any sort of DNA evidence, for instance, it probably would no longer be there. People could have moved. Witnesses could have forgotten things. Does that just add an extra layer of challenge to this case?
Oh yeah, certainly. I mean, the more time that goes by, the obviously the harder it is to obtain, such type of evidence. But I think this fire pit or whatever they located in that fire pit is going to be crucial. If they did find any DNA, obviously that'll be preserved. But yeah, I mean, the longer that this goes on, the more challenging it's going to be. But like I said, I feel like the investigators are going to leave no stone unturned, and that might just take a while.
Hoping for a resolution in the case of Madalina Cojocari. Thank you, Kyle Schoberg, for coming on and breaking down.
Okay. I think that was all that I had for you for tonight. I did go over to Nancy Grace's X page, and like underneath her last post, like I just was like, can you please look into the case of Madalina Cojocari? Nobody's searching for her. Hashtag Nancy Grace. So if anyone wants to go over there and hashtag Nancy Grace, her a message saying, hey, this little girl needs someone to help. We need help over here. There's a lot of people that are, not a lot of people, but there are people that are, actively investigating in their own way and sleuthing and doing their own stuff. And that's amazing, because if she didn't have that, it would just be a few officers, that are in Cornelius. So I'm glad that there are people out there, and we do care. We do care about her. I didn't realize that we had been covering this case since, right when it happened. We started covering this on the 20th of December, 2022. So, wow, that was like right after Idaho started. We picked this case right up with it, because we did we did them together. Idaho 4 case discussion and missing person case updates. And then there's I think we've done 17 videos. Hey, Joe Maudre. So what we're going to do with this case is I have some pictures of the inside of her house. Loves to Lurk has been awesome at getting me stuff. So I was going to show you guys the pictures. We'll go through that, and then we'll go through the warrants and stuff that they unsealed. I'll go through them before I bring them, make sure there's interesting things in there. That way we're not reading the same thing over and over and over again. You know what I mean? Because I know sometimes documents can get a little boring if I'm just reading them out to you. So if I can summarize some of them for you instead, that might be a little bit easier to hear and comprehend, because I got to read documents 1 or 2, 3, 4 times before I get them. So I know whenever I watch them with I read them with you guys, I have, I try to read them beforehand and then read them with you guys. So I have that second read through, because I'm just, I don't know the law that well. I mean, I do, but I could know it a little better. That's when we need a lawyer. Also, I saw on Fox, I still have Fox Nation. And Nancy left Fox Nation a year and a half ago. I don't know, but I still have it. I thought about posting a couple pre-recorded videos for Karen Reed, because they're doing her case, it's Karen Reed, Killer or Convenient Outsider, season 1. And I know that a lot of you guys have been asking me about that case. I don't know anything about it, so I would like to know a little bit about it before she goes back on trial, in case we do decide to cover it, or cover some of it, or I don't know. Maybe we won't cover it at all. Who knows? That case is another case that's kind of cuckoo. It's a little crazy. It's a little crazy. That case is. But yeah, if you guys have any cases in mind, just always let me know in the comments below. Let me think. Oh, and we're going to do Idaho 4 also. So we'll be doing deep dives into both of those cases. And then we'll just do like I said, our updates on our regular videos that we're, our other cases that we're covering. We just don't have any updates on them as of right now. Everyone needs to go to court. And maybe tomorrow we'll hear something back from Brian Kohlberger's Judge Hippler. He's usually really quick. Hey, Tempest. He's usually very, very, very quick about getting responses back. And so I'm thinking maybe tomorrow or Tuesday, the latest. Like I'm thinking we'll have it pretty quick. All social work is crazy, heartbreaking. My sister-in-law, she was a domestic violence case manager. And doing that, she ended up leaving. She worked there for 10 years or plus, 15 years maybe. And I just found out she ended up leaving she works at another mental health agency, but what was the Coco, huh? Yeah, Lucy Day, we could do that. Yeah, I figured I'll post those videos. We'll see what the responses that we get, and then we'll go from there. But Fox Nation's usually really good about putting stuff out. I like watching their stuff, but they never have anything that's like true crime related, it seems like, because of the presidential election that was going on. Everything was like all about, it seemed like, the president. So they have that. I don't know what else they have on there. I have to look. But I was like, oh, they got some stuff on here. Because I like to watch things with you guys. So many crimes happening lately. Oh yeah, true crime lullabies. It's crazy. Just every day. I don't think we have any. There's nothing going on with it right now. They're just going to trial, pre-trial. Because we went over it like last night at the end of the live, towards the end of the live. Hey, Duchess, we're just getting ready to get off of here. How you doing? Your live last night was so good. I don't even know that case, but I want to know all about it now. Yeah, Wagner case, yeah. Yeah. He was bit by me too. I want to be like unbiased, but it's kind of hard sometimes to be unbiased. When you hear things and you're like, huh, especially in that case. I mean, I don't know. I personally think she got pissed off that she hit that gas. I think she did. I think she was drinking a little bit. I think that after she did it, she had an instant regret of it. I really do. I think she instantly regretted what she did, but I do think she probably pressed on that gas. She probably pressed on that gas and hit him. Hey, SSD. Oh, yeah, the judge and the sheriff. Is that the one? Oh, thanks, Duchess. Oh, thank you, Wandering Orphan. I try. This is just one of them. This is one of them cases, Oh, maybe the Oklahoma case. The God's Misfits. Is that the one you're talking about? Maybe we're thinking of the wrong one. I'm over here giving her like updates on Piketon. She's probably not even. She's like, what are you showing me? Yes. The one where they unalive. Yeah. Oklahoma. Okay. That's a good question. Let's go to the Facebook page because, it's crazy that you can find out more information on Facebook sometimes than you can if you Google something. It's right there too. Like if there's anything new. I don't think there is. I don't see anything. I think they're just waiting to go back to court. I'll have to find out for you and I'll let you know. I'll ask, I'll reach out. Wait, hold on right here. Never mind. Carrie already had it up on her page. Carrie Moody is the one that does the Facebook page for the Oklahoma moms. The two women that were overtaken by 5 people that say they are involved with God's misfits. Not the chapter though, because there's a guy named Squirrel out there. He doesn't want to be affiliated with them. But it says on 2025, Cora and Paul will go on trial. And then on 4/16, Tad and Tiffany, which they're the ones that are dating, they'll go on trial. And then on 5/7, like May 7th, Cole will go on trial. So I guess they're not going to have them all together. They're going to have them kind of separated. And you know what it is? It's by who talked, it looks like. Cora and Paul talked. Tad and Tiffany didn't. And then Cole, he's just by himself. So, and they all waived their rights to a speedy. So, yeah, wow. Wow. Hey, Garrett. That's okay. When you said the hillbilly, I was thinking where I'm from. I'm like, oh, she must be talking about down in Pike County. So that's fine. It's kind of cute because I'm from 2 counties up from there. I don't live there anymore, but I grew up in a small little county, Ross County. Small little place. I think there was like 20,000, 25,000 people that live there. I think that's about the same that still live there. I don't know. I don't know who would want to live there, but someone does. Somebody probably does. But I think that's all I have for you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Ex-mother-in-law from hell, yes. True crime lullabies. I think that's a fair assessment. Okay, Wondering Girlfriend. Yeah, make sure you do. Yeah, the whiners of the Pike County Massacre. Yeah. I just, when she said that, I was like, oh, she must mean the, she must have meant that one. I thought you meant the other one. There's a lot of cases we cover on this channel, y'all. We do cover a lot of cases, though. We need to get back in the Piketon, though, one, too. I know that old Billy is doing pre-trial, and they're trying to get the trial moved. I don't know where they would move it to. It'd be cool if it moved closer to me. I'm only like an hour from there, so I should go at least one day during opening statements, see if I can get in during opening statements. That's the best time to go. That's what I feel like, they go through and they kind of lay out what they're going to do, like what the evidence is going to be, what the case is going to show, So I think that would be a good time to go. And I can go there and just like take pictures and stuff too. Their lot is there, but their property's not. They took the houses off the lot to keep them for the trial. Thanks, Ladybug, for asking. My eye's feeling a lot better today. I just don't know if I'm loving it. Like, I mean, it's fine. I haven't put any makeup on though yet. I put makeup on 2 days ago, and that's when it like flared up, and I haven't put any makeup on since then. So I'm going to try tomorrow and see what happens. But thanks for asking me. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't think I've been rubbing it. So that's why I put my glasses on too, because it feels like it helps. Yeah, if you want to see like the opening statements, yeah. And it's not that far from me. Just shoot across or something. I don't know. I don't know where it's so funny. We moved from Columbus, and I'm just like, I don't know where I'm at. I'm in a new city in Ohio. That's all I know. Well, thank you, Ladybug. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, it was like rubbing on the inside a little bit. It was like getting irritated. It doesn't feel like, it feels fine now, but last night it was bothering me. Yesterday it was. But thank you guys all for being here tonight. I do appreciate it. If you guys don't mind, watch on replay. If you didn't get to watch the whole thing, this case is really important to me. So we will be going into more of a deep dive into this case as well in the upcoming days. And also we're still continuing our deep dive coverage in Idaho 4. I want to start with the timeline and I want to do visuals. So I'm trying to, we'll do like bits, like, at a time, like chunks at a time. And then I'll try to make sure everything is like visual for you as well. So that way it's a little more entertaining and it's a little more, you can learn a little better. Like I'm a visual learner. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a visual learner. So I'll try to do that for you guys. But thank you for being here tonight. I do appreciate you. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. I may do a live on the second channel or the other channel and during the day because I will be here all by myself. And you know, I like to hang out with you guys when I'm all here all by myself. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. Much love. Bye, guys.